Well, it is Saturday night, and I was just in the middle of getting myself kind of costumed up to go out to the Chewbacca's parade, which is a fun kind of Star Wars themed parade. And I started putting on all my silver makeup and the glitter, and then I remembered, oh, wait, I need to do my video. So I look a little odd right now. Not too much, actually. I'm kind of glad I did this when I did. But I kind of have some simple thoughts. I think today what's been on my mind, and it took me a minute to kind of to synthesize how I was feeling today. I think where my thoughts are today are kind of where does hope and cynicism fit in to my world? Which one of those is going to win out? I tend to be someone who's fairly cynical about things. It's just kind of a part of who I am. When I was a young child, I did a lot of reading. I was a very kind of, I don't want to say lonely because I wasn't lonely, but I was an introverted kid. And I spent a lot of time alone. I was often kind of sick also. So I just spent a lot of alone time. And I used to read so many books. And when I was young, way younger than probably I should have been, I read a lot of things that were kind of older, I think, than perhaps what I should have been reading. So I think that and I just mean kind of mature themes, not like sexy stuff or inappropriate material, but just things that are not necessarily aimed at children or tweens. So I feel like I've always been a bit of a cynic. I feel like I kind of learned a lot about some of the hard things of the world at a young age. And as I've been someone who works in the human service profession, obviously finding hope and helping clients and people I work with kind of latch on to hope, um, just a huge part of who I am. But I'm also really cynical, and anybody knows that when you've been through a big loss like I have relatively recently, that can also feed into cynicism. And one of the things I've really focused on in my own kind of healing the last few years is that I don't like I focus very carefully on the fact that I never want to grow into a bitter person. Loss and things not turning out the way you wanted them to can lead into bitterness. And so I feel like I've succeeded in not becoming bitter, but I still kind of love my cynical side. So I just had a really lovely day. I was very busy today with my children. And then I went to a baby shower, and baby showers are unique events. Anybody who's been to one knows, and this was a kind of a traditional baby shower. And I really sat through the baby shower almost with this struggle, with the cynic on my shoulder and the hopeful person on my shoulder, kind of battling it out. And so it was just kind of like an interesting process for me to just sit through that and kind of watch what was happening around me. There were several people at the shower who were pregnant kind of early on in their pregnancy, and then a few people who were all kind of imminently due with babies. And this was a blended family, kind of a remarriage situation, and someone who I'm really delighted has found happiness after her own losses. And so, but at the same time, I kind of was sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, they have so much ahead of them. And I had a lot of like cynical thoughts that I won't even share. But I sat with them, and I kind of not forced myself, but I really just kind of sat with those and really kind of encouraged myself in my own internal dialogue to focus on the hope that was all around me, and let my own cynical stuff just kind of go. And so that was my process today, and that felt really good. I left there feeling good and feeling hopeful and happy for my friend, and happy for all the people in there who were kind of newer on their developmental path than I am. Because I'm 50 and they're not, and it was just kind of, it was an interesting internal dialogue. So those are my thoughts. I'm going to go out tonight and have fun. I'm bringing my son to this parade and meeting friends, and it's going to be great. I feel really happy. but I did have to battle. So I think that a lot of us have to battle with this internal dialogue sometimes between hope and cynicism. And so the exercise that I'm going to do tonight when I get in, and I really am going to commit to doing this. These videos have really helped keep me on track with all my kind of internal process and my mind body work. But tonight I think I'm going to go back to journaling, because I really do feel like what I need to do is one of the things that I've done in these other videos. I think tonight when I get in, I am going to clean off all the glitter and I'm going to sit at the end of the night and I'm going to write out in my journal 5 things that I'm really hopeful about. And just focus the end of my night, really right before I go to sleep. I'm going to end my night with 5 hopeful things in my life that I feel hope about. And anybody watching this who sometimes battles those hopeful but cynical thoughts that are kind of going on at the same time, that's a good way for you to really encourage the ones that you might want. And we can embrace our cynicism sometimes. I embrace my inner cynic. But I also think that after events like today's, it's important for me to really kind of embrace that hopeful side. So that's what I'm going to do. My mind-body practice tonight is going to be to write out 5 things that I'm hopeful about, and that's how I'm going to end my day. The song that I want to share is a song called Wonderful, How I Feel is the name of the song, and it's by My Morning Jacket. And I've really enjoyed My Morning Jacket over the years, and that song is just a really special one. And again, if you're struggling with how you feel at any given moment, if you're like me, I can play songs intentionally to help me really focus on the things I want to feel. Just like we can play a sad song and really give in to feelings of sadness, which we need to do sometimes. But I tonight have been listening to upbeat music. That song is one of those. It's just a sweet song about feeling good. So I'm going to add that to my playlist, and I'm going to go have some fun tonight.